as he indicated, I am a historian, and I think that's put me in good stead over the years because I've been able to realize how complex things are in the field of education. They are certainly complex. And as a historian, we basically look at the field of change. I know the years I headed the history department, I would say to the faculty members so many times, we teach change. Why are you so reluctant to change? And but the world we live in just changes dramatically. I'm somewhat of a sports person, and I look now and I think here we are, we have the most valuable player in the NBA is from Germany. We have the tallest basketball player in the NBA. He's from China. The world's greatest rapper is white. The world's greatest golfer is black. Just a few years ago, we would not have been able to anticipate those kinds of changes that we have in our society. I remember a couple of years ago, I was reading about education, public education, and a survey that had been taken in 1950 among high school teachers, and what was their biggest concerns that were taking place, the disruptive forces in their lives. And they were first, talking, second, chewing gum, and third, boys and girls holding hands between classes. Today, they're more concerned about the guns, drugs, and sex. So you see the dramatic changes that are taking place. And I want to talk to you this afternoon a little bit about some of the dramatic changes that are going to be impacting higher education. The focus will be there, but in many ways it's also a look at all of higher education. And I look around the room and I see a number of you, probably a majority, are associated with senior institutions, senior public institutions, so my focus will be there, but we also have representatives from the community colleges and the public schools, so they will also be impacted. What are going to be the changes that will impact all of the lives of everyone in this room? Well, certainly one here in Texas is the dramatic population growth that we have experienced and will continue to experience. We're approximately 23.5 million citizens in Texas today. We're growing at the rate of more than 600,000 people each and every year. That's about 2.5% growth. And we project that to be increasing in the years ahead. There's a lot of different scenarios when they're predicting potential population growth, but some of the demographers feel that prior to 2040, which is a little more than 30 years from now, that we could be as high as 51, or some would say as high as 55 million people in the state of Texas. And we're going to talk about some of the impacts that would have there. We look at the Metroplex itself. Right now, the Metroplex population is about 6 million, and there's projection that in less than 20 years, it's going to be 13 million. That means that's a doubling. Now think of the impact of just how difficult it was for you to drive here today with 6 million people. Can you imagine in 2 decades, for every person in this entire Metroplex area, there's going to be more than 2? That will certainly change our lives dramatically. So just the growth of the state in and of itself will have a dramatic impact. We also know that the ethnic makeup of our society is changing dramatically. The Hispanic population, which today makes up about 40%, projections are that in the next 2.5 decades, that group will increase by 77%. As opposed to blacks, who will grow about 5% in that period, and whites 4%. So that tells you something about the makeup of our society, and that will have certainly many impacts. With that dramatic growth in Hispanics, there are concerns about education and educational levels. It's interesting, just last Thursday I received a letter from a group that's very concerned about the dropout rate in public high schools in Texas. And some of the information they had there I found not surprising in view of what I'd heard elsewhere, but somewhat sobering in this respect. Of this last year's graduating class in Texas, and that's the senior class, not looking at whether they passed the test to get their degree and so forth, but just those who finished their senior year. If you went back when that class started as freshmen, 34% of them had dropped out. Now, for this state, that's a dramatic impact. And then when you look at certain groups, the Hispanic dropout rate in Texas in this last 4-year period, from the beginning of high school to the end of high school, was 45% statewide. For blacks, 40%. For whites, 20%. The bottom line is we're growing rapidly, but our educational levels are not keeping up with that. But just when you look at the matters of public education and higher education, just the doubling, look what the impact will have on our facilities, on the number of school buildings we need, on the number of teachers, the number of administrators, the number of counselors. What about higher education? As we add these large numbers of college students, are we going to have the money to build the classrooms, the laboratories, the specialized facilities that we need? And where will we get the faculty? Will we be able to get the faculty? Just think, if this Metroplex more than doubles in less than 20 years, how many more teachers you're going to need, how many more administrators, how many schools. So certainly the growth of our population is going to have a dramatic impact on all of our lives. Now, we've been growing dramatically in the last few years, but our educational levels, the number of students going off to college, has not increased. In fact, it's interesting, if you look at every decade from 1900 up to 1990, for Texans, the percentage of the citizens going to college increased. But from 1990 to 2000 in the state of Texas, that declined, meaning that a greater percentage of individuals were opting not to go to college. And it was because we seemed to be falling down in educating our citizens that the coordinating board in 2000 adopted what we've probably most of you have heard in here as closing the gap, saying we're going to have to get a lot more students in colleges and universities, and we're going to have to get them in all the ethnic groups. When they set that goal in 2000, there were less than 1 million college students in Texas. That's in public education. I'll say something in private in just a minute. But in public education, that's community colleges and senior institutions, there are about 975,000 students. And they said by 2015, just 15 years from now, we want to add over 500,000. They've actually increased that now to about 1.6 million. But they set those goals, it's 2007, we're about halfway to the 2015 goals, and the good news is that we've added about 240,000 additional college students in just 7 years. That's the same as adding 5 UT Austins to the state of Texas. And if they are able to meet their goals in the next 6 or 7 years, that would be like adding 5 more UT Austins. So with this growth of citizens and that we have to educate, with the need to educate more people, growth is what's driving us. We're quite different